Hey guys, Anel Tunes, the African Mix Master, back in another tutorial. And in this series, we're talking about mixing vocals using Logic stock plugins, meaning that plugins that belong to Logic without any third-party plugin. No Webs, no UAD, no Slate Digital, no Brainwax, no Plugin Alliance whatsoever. So we looked first at the compressor. We looked at how we do with compression, and I showed you that in my chain, I begin with a compressor. And then we looked at EQ, and this was corrective EQ, nothing to do with boosting whatsoever, but trying to locate the bad frequencies in our mix or in our recording and taking them out to test, of course, depending on the recording that you have. And now we are going to look at something else that comes next in my chain, and this may come as a surprise. I'll go to the Bitcrusher. And this is my next plugin in my vocal chain. I know this is very shocking. Many of you are like, what? Nigga uses a Bitcrusher on his vocals? Yes, I do. Please, let's go in right now and see what it does. This is more of a distortion tool. It adds some distortion and some character. And why I use it, let's deal with the vocal here, and then you'll see why I use the Bitcrusher. All right, let's first listen to just this verse. I've selected a different verse of the same song. Beautiful, beautiful vocals there. Now, on this Bitcrusher here, we have three modes here. These are types of sounds that you can get from this Bitcrusher. Yeah. What we're going to do here first, since I don't want obvious distortion, I'll raise the resolution to 24-bit. So I don't get so much distortion, because the lower the resolution, the more distortion you'll get. So I'll push it up to the max, and then I'll push my drive up until I feel like I'm getting what I really want. Let's go in now. Of course, you hear we've gotten a big volume boost, but actually it's not only volume that we're getting. There is something I'm getting from this Bitcrusher that you may not be able to hear because you're deceived by your perceiving of loud volume. So what we do, I'll use the clip mode in particular for this particular vocal here. I'll just pull back the mix just to mix the Bitcrusher with the original recording. And let's do it. Beautiful. Now, what I'm really getting from this vocal, from this Bitcrusher, is there's some artifacts, there's some what should I call them? Some nuances in the voice that you cannot get without using a Bitcrusher. What the Bitcrusher does, it gets to the bottom of the vocal and brings out those nuances, those artifacts that you can't hear, obviously, and brings them to bare hearing, as in you can easily hear them. You hear the things that he's doing with his voice. The uniqueness of the artist is really brought out using this Bitcrusher. That's why I use it. And let us try to bypass the Bitcrusher and power it on so we can hear what I'm really talking about.
I will bow to the Son of the Lamb.
I hope you hear that. When I power it off, the vocal sits back in the mix. And when I power it on, the vocal comes in your face. And plus, there is something about his voice. If you're to listen carefully, yeah, there's something about what he does on the inside of his voice. And this is how I use the Bitcrusher. You can, in your free time, you can use the Bitcrusher and try out the different modes, mix them down to test, as in use the mix knob, and see what you get. So, but for me, I'm happy with what I've gotten here using the Bitcrusher. And thank you for watching this tutorial. See you in our next tutorial where I'll be continuing with my vocal chain mixing vocals using Logic plugins strictly. Bye-bye.